So here we are outside the Ottawa courthouse. I have filed a Stinchcombe and O'Connor application, and these are fundamentally important for the defense for anyone. So they're fairly thick documents. There's about 600 pages or better in these documents, and laying out the case of why evidence should be revealed to the accused. And this is important for people to understand how the legal machine and how this legal monster puts the screws to everyone. And whether, and not just the self-represented, actually they get the screws put to them less. But each one of these two applications clearly identifies there is an obligation by the Crown to reveal all relevant evidence to the accused so that they can provide full answer and defense to the charges. So they know this. The Crown knows this. They have an obligation to provide this, but they redact things and they hide things and they refuse to fulfill their obligations without consequence. The Crown is never penalized for not doing their job. Not once in Canada's history that I'm aware of has a Crown prosecutor ever been charged with malfeasance or been admonished for the failure to do his duty. It took me about 200 hours to do these applications, sifting through all the evidence, time and time again, filtering it, finding out what they were screwing me on, and then to produce these documents and provide the case law. 200 hours. Most lawyers are probably in the $200 or $300 an hour range. You can see this is between a $40,000 and $60,000 endeavor if you're going to have a legal defense counsel do them, plus the cost to then argue them in the court. Thankfully, I've got a lot of good friends, a lot of good volunteers who have helped me and assisted me on this, and it didn't cost me $40,000 or $50,000 or $60,000. It did cost a few bucks. But here's the crux of it. The Crown knows that if they hide things from you, the criminal defense lawyer knows that they have to reveal it, knows they're not going to reveal it, knows that it's going to cost $40,000 or $50,000 for the accused to have the criminal defense lawyer produce these applications. The defense lawyer is happy. He gets another $40,000 or $50,000 in his pocket. The Crown is happy. There's no penalty for them being obstructionist and frustrating the defense, not doing their duty. Just the accused gets suckered in to the legal machine, suckered in to this monster that both the criminal defense lawyers and the Crown are engaged in more jiggery-pokery, more skullduggery to put the screws to the accused, and they walk off happy down to their yachts, or down to Florida, down to the Caribbean. Life is good for those guys, but the accused, that accused, who the Director of Crown Operations here in Ontario says is either a fool or a fiend, that there are no innocent people, they get to pay the freight. They get to pay the cost. Because as far as the Julie Scott, the Director of Crown Operations, go, there's no innocent people in Canada when they come before a court. Let's use their tools. Once we use the tools, we get these buggers to reveal the evidence, and we'll see just how deep the corruption is in our legal system, just as it is in our political system. Thank you very much. Enjoy. And I can't show you these things in their entirety because, well, the judge has a publication ban on my trial. And you can't see the level of corruption that the Crown is engaged in yet. But when we win, I'll make this stuff public and we'll all know just how deep the corruption is in the Canadian establishment. Thank you.